Hello, everyone. Welcome to this third episode of our conversation, which is a continuation of our story. Last time we ended at my transfer from Beni to Kinshasa. The rickety Antonov military cargo plane that transported us had no seats inside, save for a few boxes on which our military police guards sat. We were about 30 prisoners in all. Many of us had our hands tied behind our backs, and we were made to lie facing skyward, with our heads resting on sacks of beans and maize. In the plane, we also had goats and chickens, which mired us with their droppings and urine. A dirty curtain separated us from the cockpit, and the pilots, who looked like they were from Eastern Europe, would occasionally draw the curtain and peep at us, sipping some drink from their very small cups. They were also standing, though I didn't know whether their standing was out of their own volition or whether, like every other section of the plane, the cockpit also had no seats. So we arrived at Ngiri military Airbase in Kinshasa at around 10 p.m. on the night of 17th November 2014. I and the other prisoners, many of whom had been rounded up in and around Beni on allegations of belonging to ADF, were loaded on a military truck and taken to Ndolo military prison, a place that would become my home for the next 8 years. When we arrived at Ndolo, we went through the rituals that all new prisoners go through. I was surprised that those rituals were not different from what happens in Uganda. First, we were subjected to a thorough checking called fouille, and everything was taken away. In my case, I had no belongings except a toothbrush and a toothpaste that had been given to us by the Red Cross in Beni. Secondly, the prison warders ran us through the do's and don'ts of prison. To me, they were as good as playing a harp to a tree, because they spoke Lingala, and the only Lingala I knew was greetings, because in Beni they were using Kiswahili. Eastern Congo is largely a Swahili-speaking region. After the briefing, we were then taken for the ceremonial shower, which is a 1 minute or 2 minute splash in water, and it is said that it washes away the spirits of the world that we were leaving behind and initiating us into the prison world. After that bathing, if I may call it that, we were led to our respective wards called chambre. And in the chambre that I was taken to, I found quite a number of Ugandans. And I was later to find out actually that the Ugandan community in Ndolo was about 50 people. The following morning, I was called out and taken to Demiape. Demiape is the Congolese equivalent of CMI. When we got to Demiape, I was taken to the director's office. A short, stout general called Derfe Kahimbi. I still had my clothes, my goat urine soaked shirt, and so I carried my stench to his very decorous office. He looked at me with very scornful eyes and never asked me anything, but gave orders to his men in Lingala. I was taken out of his presence and put in a cell where I spent 4 days. And in that cell, I found some other prisoners, some of whom, though they were not Ugandans, spoke my language, Runyankore, and they knew Uganda rather well. Some of them had been part of the Bush War that brought Museveni to power. After that, they had taken part in the war that brought Kagame to power in Rwanda. And after the Rwanda war, they also participated in the war that overthrew Mobutu. And after that, they had also participated in a war against Joseph Kabila. Laurent Desire Kabila, the RCD, and had also taken part in M23. So they were well versed with the country and they welcomed me. And I had someone to talk to in my native language. After 4 days, I was taken back to Ndolo military prison. And on the day I was taken back, my colleagues were also transferred from Goma and brought to Ndolo military prison. So we met in Ndolo and then began our long journey in jail. Thanks for following. The next episode will be a continuation of life behind bars. Please remember to subscribe and encourage your friends to do the same. And keep the comments coming on how you think we can improve this channel. May God bless you.